Our kitchen is fucked. Let's clean it. Dishes are done, man. Let's go get less fat. If you're wondering, I'm listening to Expedition Songs by LaSalle, former members of Charlevoix and Small Brown Bike. Anyway, it's a great album. Check it out. Let's go. You can stop me now. I'll unexplore this whole damn town. Unexplore this whole damn town. I want to be the first. So let's talk about why I really should be out doing this way more often. And maybe you guys can all hold me accountable and be like, hey, Chunky Buns, did you go walking today or do something that might be positive on your health instead of just eating horse shit and being lazy like yesterday? So I am diabetic, and I did that to myself. What I mean by I did this to myself was I wasn't born diabetic. I don't have type 1, I have type 2. And I did that to myself with poor eating and, not taking care of myself properly. And there's nothing I really want more right now in the world than to not take pills. Because I have to wake up every morning and take a handful of pills, and then I have to take pills at night. And I was taking even more, and at one point I was even taking a shot. I was taking that Victoza stuff. And I asked my doctor to please take me off of that because it was making me so nauseous it wasn't even funny. Every single morning I would wake up and just puke everywhere. I'm sure there's probably lots of people out there that would appreciate, living right down the street from a giant, massive baseball park. But, and I appreciate that it's here. But at the same time, let me tell you what, living in this neighborhood, this shit fucks with shit constantly. But, I'm happy that it's here. I'm happy when there's anything positive for this community, because Battle Creek is a place that really needs positivity in its midst. And we have Leilapalooza coming up on July 30th down at the Lila Arboretum here in town, and my band is playing there. So but yeah, it's a great event. I think this year there's 45 bands, multiple stages, totally free to get in. You have to pay if you want to park on site. That's it. You have to pay for drinks and food and whatnot, but paying for drinks and food, you're supporting local vendors. But again, that's July 30th, and we play at 5 p.m. And I believe we're playing the new stage that they just built in the Forest section of the Arboretum. So, yeah, make sure you come down and check out the band. Okay, I am back to where I started. I think I'm going to loop around the other way because this record isn't over yet. And I try to walk for at least the length of one album. The song that's playing in my head right now and making me probably talk all loud as shit is The Ancient Mariner of 1989, I believe it is. Holy shit, this song is so good. Just about done with my walk here. Right next to Capitol Avenue now, so if it's noisy, I'm sorry. Pedometer said it's about 6,000 steps, so I think that breaks down to like 2.5, 3 miles maybe, I don't know, something like that. Not too bad. I know people that probably run 3 times that a day. But if I ran anywhere, somebody'd have to run after me and make sure I didn't die. Let's write a song for this video. I kind of have the riff I want to use already. I just wrote it. You know, here we go. So this is basically the riff I came up with to use for the song for this video. Here's the riff that I'm going to use. Okay, so you get it. That's it. That's basically the main riff. Being that I was just listening to My Bloody Valentine, I want to do a My Bloody Valentine song. So for that, we need electric guitars and we need fuzz, or else it's not My Bloody Valentine without fuzz, right? So I'm going to switch camera angle and switch guitars, and I'll be back. What I've done here is I've gone ahead, I've opened up a Pro Tools session, I've created a click track, I've created an aux, and I'm going to put a amp emulator on it. Normally, you know, I like to record amps with microphones and speakers, but for the purpose of doing something quick like this, really you cannot beat an amp emulator. I happen to like, in this program, the Hi-White, which is a Hi-Watt ripoff, which is one of the coolest amps ever. So probably going to use that, so let's just get that out of the way for now. Besides the aux track, I've also created 3 audio tracks because this is going to be 2 electrics and 1 acoustic. We're going to start with the electrics. So what we got to do is we got to set the input on the aux to the input I'm using on my recorder, which is 16, and then I have to set the output to a bus. I'm just going to choose any random bus here, and I'm going to set the input of the audio track to the same bus, and then I'm going to click on the little eye so I can monitor my sound coming back, and let me get a guitar plugged in and I'll be back. I've plugged in my guitar. I found a tempo I think will work, and I have slapped some fuzz in front of the Hi-White here, and that's as easy as it is. Now let's click record and start going. There's about 1:30 of guitar. I don't think I'll need anything longer than that for this video, so that's what I'm going to go with, and I'm going to record another guitar track and then I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. The second track was my Jazz Master. First track was a Jaguar. Let's hear how it sounds real quick. Now I'm going to set up a microphone and do an acoustic track, so hold on. Okay, so I got a mic set up for the acoustic. I got it set to like a reasonable level. Like I said, we're not getting fancy here. We're making a clip for a YouTube video, and you know, if I like what the song is, maybe I can turn it into something more at some point, but for now we're just gonna be quick and dirty about things. And I mean, shit, I'm trying to do like a My Bloody Valentine-esque song, so it's got to be beautiful without being pretty, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, let me just hit record, set up a track, and we'll be good to go. That is about all I recorded. Now let's come over here and we'll give that a listen back. Here's what we're working with. I'm gonna send these two fuzz guitars to a group. So we want to go track, new, stereo, aux, create, select your input, which is going to be a bus. We'll do bus 3 and 4, and then change the output of these to bus 3 and 4. These two guitar tracks will be playing back through this aux. And I can control both of their volume at the same time, and I can EQ them both at the same time, which we're going to do. I'm just going to throw on a channel strip. This is the one that comes with Pro Tools. I like it very much. I had a bunch of presets set up, but I had to redo Windows and I lost a bunch of my presets. So let's start with their electric guitar and see how it works for us. Well, that certainly made it louder, didn't it? Holy shit balls. Let's turn that down. Alright, so let's try that again. Okay. Make it compress just a little bit more there. I'm going to filter the low end off below 75. Just because kind of really don't need it. And then, let's see here. Let's filter the high end off as well. Probably around 7K. That's good for me. Then I don't like quite how much the high mids are boosted. Bring them down to 3K and turn them down a little. And maybe compress it even a little more. Alright, and then for the acoustic here, first things first, let's grab an 1176, because I like those. Solo that up. Crank the input a little here. So when I'm playing like a wuss, it gets smoothed out a bit. Semi-fast attack, semi-fast release. It's clipping a little bit. Let's back it down a little. Still clipping. That'll work for me. Now I'm going to put the EQ on. I usually reach for a 550B just because. I'm going to probably crank it up at 10K a little. Put some air in it. Probably won't do much else, honestly. Maybe, you know, Yeah, let's filter it. We'll do that before the 550, actually. Let's throw in a filter real quick. Just a little EQ3 one band. We'll filter it out below 100. Because I don't need acoustic rumblies. That should sound a little better. Alright, now let's bring in the fuzzies to try to match our volumes. Our goal here is to hear the fuzz guitars, but still hear the acoustic. Still clipping just a little bit. I had to turn up the overall volume here. Okay, that's good for me. Now, what's My Bloody Valentine song without a little bit of keyboard? So, hold on a second, I'm going to find a sound and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got Expand open here and I found a patch I think is going to work. And we already know that our notes are D, B, and G because we wrote the fucking song, so we had better ought to know that. So, think I pretty much got a part real quick. I just played around for a minute. So let's just go ahead and record it because it doesn't have to be fancy. Get my click track back in here. And here we go. Let's see if I screw up. I fucked up. Okay, there it is. All right, now let's mix it in with the rest. Okay, that sounds pretty cool to me. I am a pretty digital positive guy. Like, I like digital recording. I'm not an analog snob. But I cannot write lyrics without a notebook and a pen. It just doesn't work. I have some lyrics. I don't know if they exactly fit to the melody. So what I usually do is try to play it and sing it at the same time. So if this sounds like poop, forgive me. I'm going to try to see if this works. Okay, so maybe not perfect, but pretty close. So let's just start recording. Okay, so I've set up like 5 tracks because the secret to getting Kevin Shields, Melinda Butcher, besides having a Yamaha SPX 90 laying around, which I don't, is to layer vocals. So I set up 5 tracks. I have my mic and my pop filter set up. I have a gallon of water, very necessary, because I get choked up every single take. Let's see. All right. You won't hear anything but my dumbass singing. You fall into this earth, and I can't stop you. I wish that you'd slow down. I wish that you'd slow down. There's one. There's bad parts in there, I'm sure, but it's digital, so I can go back and re-record it as many times as I want to. But for now, I'm just going to stack it up and see what happens. So, on to take 2, and I'll catch up with you guys after I've done 5. Okay, so here's my 5 vocal tracks that I just did. So the first thing we're going to do is take these 5 tracks, and we're going to send them all to a stereo bus. Okay, then I'm going to create a new stereo aux. Create. Alright, input, set the input to that to bus 5, 6 as well. That way, I can treat all of the vocals at the same time. Let me do up some colors here. My guitar is always like red. Acoustic guitar will be like, let's go with that orange today. Brown for the keyboard. Vocal tracks, always black for me. And then I like my, I like my auxes to be like this really light green so that they stick out to me. So these vocals are going to probably sound ridiculous, but let's hear what's going on. Actually, that's not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and squash them up here. Get out the 1176. Yeah, that's hammering them pretty sufficiently. And then EQ, I like the 550B on vocals, and actually there's a preset that I start with, which is lead vox, because it just works, so why mess around with it? It's a boost at 12.5, a slight boost at 1.5, a boost at 500, and a cut at 50, which doesn't really matter because, truth be told, I'm going to slide that guy down, I'm going to come in here, I'm going to throw on an EQ3 one band, and I'm going to filter off probably everything below 100, maybe even 150, but 100 is good for now. So let's see what we come up with. For shoegaze, the vocals are a little loud right now, but we'll mess with that in a minute. Right now, it's time for some goo. You can't have shoegaze without goo, right? So let's create another aux, and I'm going to use my favorite delay in the entire universe, the H delay. Yay, I love this thing. First thing I always do is crank the analog all the way up, wet all the way up. I will high pass it somewhere around 150 and low pass it around 3K, just to make shit jump out at you a little more, but to make the repeats not so much. Probably maybe a quarter note, maybe an eighth note. We're going to lock it to the BPM, since I did record the guitars to a click track. And I am going to send this time to a stereo bus. This one's called Tom's, but it's from a map I was using on a different project. So it'll work for now. So we're going to send out to Tom's, and we're going to make the input here Tom's, the bus. So let's just listen to the vocals. I wish that you'd slow down. I wish that you'd slow down. Okay. I wish you'd slow down too. So now I'm going to feed this vocal into that reverse delay and see what we get. I wish that you'd slow down. I wish that you'd slow down. I'm walking in reverse. You can't stop me now. I'll unexplore this whole damn town. Unexplore this whole damn town. Okay, so I know that right about there it's going to be present in the mix, but not overwhelming. So I'm not just going to put it on it. I'm going to write automation to it. Let's see, what am I trying to say here? So it only does the delay throws after each phrase, not during the phrase. We're going to do something else for the rest of the phrase. So I'm going to put it on touch. I'm going to move this sucker down. We're going to go back to the beginning, and we're going to write our delay throws.
I wish that you'd slow down. I wish that you'd slow down. I'm walking.
Okay, so I've already seen that in the mix, minus 15 wasn't enough. I need to go up to minus 10. So we're going to go back and rewrite it. Okay, so not perfect, but not terrible. So we're going to go with it because I don't really need to get any fancier than that. So the other thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to run a reverb. Let's see, nonlinear reverse. Okay, and this time we're not going to automate this because it's going to be over the whole thing. So I'm not going to automate it. You could automate it to pump in time with the vocals, and that's really cool, like in maybe like a rock song. But this is not going to have drums. This is going to be just like it is. So I'm not going to have anything pumping. So let's see what we get. Great, okay, I fucking love it. Super happy with that. All right, so now what we're gonna do is basically master this thing. So we're gonna add another stereo aux, and I'm gonna change the color of it so that I know that it is my mix bus. What's on your mix bus? I'm about to fucking show you what's on my mix bus. And then we're going to do a stereo master fader as well. So I have to select an input. We're going to call it 2526. So what I have to do now is all of these things that are going to the main outs, I have to change them to 2526. So what do I like to put on my mix bus? First thing I like to use is Stephen Slate's virtual tape machines. Have it set to 1/2 inch, normal bias, sometimes high if I want to get noisy. This might be a high bias song. Let's try it. Let's listen. Okay, to my ears it sounds best at normal, so we're going to stick there. Let's try to crank this up though. It's pegged way too loud. Yeah, this thing's pretty gnarly, so we're just going to leave it at 0. Okay, so there's virtual tape machine. Now, if I want to EQ it or compress it more, I will do that. I'm not going to do that with this song, though. I am literally just going to go to my good buddy L1, and I'm going to make it loud as fuck. The mix itself is already really loud, so I can't go much up. That's why it was hammering the virtual tape machines. So I changed the output ceiling here to like -0.2, thresholds at -3.5, release is at 1. It's good enough for me. Okay guys, so for what I'm going to use that for, which is just a little bit of music over today's vlog, that for now is good enough. I'm not going to go crazy with it. Normally I would spend a lot more time doing automation on individual tracks. I would definitely spend more time with EQ and compression, getting things just right. You have to think about what it's for. What are you doing? Like, you know, this is just going to be a little bit of music in the background on a video, so I'm not going to get crazy with it. Like I said, I kind of like this, so maybe it will become something more, something I could take to international if they like it. But you know, that's how it works. I just write songs, and if they like it, then maybe we play it. If they don't, then we don't. So we'll see. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Should I turn this into a song? Do you think it sucks? Yeah, that's your opinion. You're welcome to think it sucks. Let me know. Thanks. Peace. Take it easy, guys.
Can't stop you. I wish that you'd slow down. I wish that you'd slow down. I'm walking in reverse. You can't stop me now. I'll unexplore this whole damn town. Unexplore this whole damn town. I want to be the first man to die in the stars, but they won't let me, 'cause I'm no astronaut, no astronaut. I'm walking in reverse, and you can't stop me now. I'll unexplore this whole damn town. This whole damn town.